笑顔が素敵なリナティがみんなと一緒に今日もね、キッズライブ盛り上げていくよ。
Yeah, so super energetic Emily and super smiley Rinati. We're going to the kids live with you together.
みんな元気にしてた？
How are you doing?
そういえばさ、みんな最近グッドニュースね、最近グッドニュースってあった？何か。
So recently, did you have any good news?
リナティは何かグッドニュースあった？
Did I have any good news? I got to eat delicious meat with my family.
いいね、美味しいお肉をね、家族と一緒に食べたんだって。
Yeah.
いや、いいね。
Yeah, how about you, Emily?
エミリーはね、最近ね、お友達がチャーチに来てくれたの。
Oh, so Emily's friend came to church.
すっごい楽しんでくれてた。
And had so much fun. That's awesome.
みんなは何かいいことあった？
Did you have anything?
すごい、もう
That's great.
いいことで溢れてるね。
We have lots of good news.
いいね、いいね。
Great.
ほ、今日もお友達からお便りが届いてるよ。
We have letter from a friend today.
一緒に見ていこう。
Let's take a look.
せーの、ぐるぐるぐるぐる、ポポーン。うわー、いいね。
That looks amazing.
工作とっても上手だね。
The craft looks amazing.
送ってくれてどうもありがとう。
Thank you for sending it to us.
みんなもこうやってお家や会場でライフハウスキッズを楽しんでる動画や写真があったらぜひぜひ私たちに送ってね。
So if you have any pictures or videos of you enjoying Lifehouse Kids online or in person, please send it to us. Alright.
いいね。それじゃあみんなが待ってたライフハウスキッズオンラインの時間に入っていくよ。
So let's go into Lifehouse Kids online you've been waiting for.
一緒にカウントしていくよ。
Let's count down.
せーの、3、2、1、GO!
Hey everyone! Welcome to Lifehouse Kids Online!
Hello みんな、ライフハウスキッズオンラインにようこそ。
We're so excited to see you today!
今日もみんなに会えてとっても嬉しいよ。
So why don't we get ready, stand up, and let's worship God together!
みんな立ち上がって準備して一緒に賛美していこう。
Let's go!
You are all that I need, Lord, and I don't wanna be without you. You are everything, Lord, and I'll never be without you. You are all that I need, Lord, and I don't wanna be without you.
Today's Bible verse comes from Joshua 24:15.
今日の聖書箇所はヨシュア24の15から。
But as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord.
しかし私と私の家族とはあくまでも主に仕える。
Let's pray together.
一緒に祈ろ
Dear Jesus, thank you for today.
う。イエス、この日をありがとう。
We open our hearts, so please speak to us.
今心を開くから私たちに語って。
In Jesus' name,
イエスの名前で祈るよ。
Amen.
Hello, 80 here.
ハロー、みゆちゃんだよ。
God loves it when we trust and obey Him.
神様は私たちが神様の言うことに従うことを望んでるよ。
In today's story, God asks Joshua to do something very strange to defeat the enemy.
今日のストーリーは神様が敵と戦うためにとってもおかしなことをするようにヨシュアたちに命じた。
What does God ask him to do? And will he trust and obey God?
神様は何を命じたのかな、そしてヨシュアたちはそれに従ったのかな。
Well, let's check it out together in the box, people.
一緒にボックスピーポーを見て答えを探していこう。
Now, a new generation arose who were not afraid. They were ready to take the land that God had promised Abraham. Now, Moses had died, and Joshua became the new leader of Israel. He had long been by Moses' side and was a strong, courageous warrior. The land was full of people who practiced evil and worshipped idols, but God was about to drive them out. Israel needed to cross the Jordan River to enter the land, so God held back the waters further upstream and the river ran dry. They crossed over and were ready to do battle. As Joshua looked over the land, he looked up and saw a man standing in front of him with a sword in his hand. Are you friend or foe? Neither one, he replied. I am the commander of the Lord's army. At this, Joshua fell to his face. What do you want your servant to do? He replied. Remove your sandals. This is holy ground. God told Joshua to take his fighting men and march around the town of Jericho once a day for 6 days, and have the priests carry the ark of my presence. On the 7th day, you are to march around the town 7 times with the priests blowing the ram's horns. Then on the 7th time, blast the horns and get all the people to shout as loud as they can. Finally, they blew the horns and shouted at the top of their voices when suddenly the walls of the city began to shake. The solid walls began to crumble and collapse as all the people shouted. Everyone who lived in Jericho died that day. Everyone except a woman who had helped Israel's spies. Israel grew in confidence that day, and the people of the land grew in fear. Now the Amorites and the Perizzites, the Canaanites and the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites fought against Israel. But as Israel fought, it was not their swords or bows that brought victory, but the battle was the Lord's. They fought many battles until they drove out the wicked temples, taking back the land of promise. Seeing all God had done, the people and their families decided to serve and obey God. No one had to build houses or plant crops in vineyards because their enemies had fled and left everything. Now there was peace in the land, and Israel prospered because they lived according to God's ways. God's ways and plans are always right because God is completely right. He's righteous.
To win the battle, God asked them to walk around the walls of Jericho for 6 days, blowing a horn.
敵と戦うために6日間角笛を吹きながらエリコの町の城壁の周りを回るように命じた。
And then on the 7th day to walk around 7 times and shout out loud.
そして7日目には7回回って、そして大声で叫べって神様は命じたよ。
I'm sure everyone was confused, wondering if this would actually work to defeat the enemy.
そんなことして敵なんて倒せるのかなってみんな戸惑ったと思う。
But Joshua knew that God's ways are always the best because God had already faithfully led the people of Israel out of Egypt.
でもヨシュアはそれまでに神様がイスラエルの人たちをエジプトから助け出したように神様の方法が正しいということを信じていた。
And Joshua trusted God with all of his heart.
そしてヨシュアは心からそれを神様のことを信頼していた。
And because Joshua and his friends trusted and obeyed God, the walls of Jericho came falling down and they defeated the enemy.
そしてヨシュアたちは神様の方法に従って言われた通りのことをやったら、神様の言った通り城壁が崩れ落ちて敵を倒すことができた。
So from Joshua's story, we can know that God's ways are always the best ways.
ヨシュアのストーリーからも神様の方法がいつも正しいっていうことを私たちも今日知れたね。
So in every situation, let's be like Joshua and trust that God's ways are the best and not our own.
だからどんな時もヨシュアみたいに自分のやり方ではなくて神様の方法に従うことを選んでいきたいね。
Let's pray together.
一緒に祈っていこう。
Jesus, I trust you that your ways are always right.
イエス、あなたの方法がいつも正しいことを信じるよ。
Help me to be like Joshua, to always trust and obey you.
ヨシュアのようにいつもあなたのことに従っていけるように助けて。
Ask this in Jesus' name.
イエスの名によって祈るよ。
Amen. Now let's talk with people at home.
お家の人と話してみてね。
In what ways do you want to serve and follow God?
どんな風に神様に従ったり仕えたことがあるかな。
I know for me, it's good to obey my parents, so I want to follow God by obeying my parents.
神様は両親に従うことを教えてくれるから、いつもお父さんやお母さんの言うことを聞いていきたいな。
And how about you?
みんなはどうかな。
For today's activity, let's make Joshua's horn.
今週のアクティビティはヨシュアの角笛を作っていくよ。
First, roll up a piece of colored craft paper into the shape of a horn and tape it like this.
まず最初に色画用紙を丸めてテープで留めて角笛の形を作ろう。
Then make many cuts at one end and fold them outside like this to make it into a fringe.
次に両端をきれいに切り揃えて、片方にたくさんの切り込みを入れて折り曲げてフリンジを作ろう。
Lastly, use some paper to make some decorations like this. Stick them on and ta-da! You have your horn!
最後に好きな形に切り取った色紙を貼り付けたら角笛の出来上がり。
And let's remember that just like Joshua, God's way is always the best way.
ヨシュアみたいに神様の方法が一番だってことを覚えておこうね。
So why don't you try this at home and we'll see you next week.
ぜひお家で作ってみてね。また来週。
Bye bye! Hey, thank you so much for watching today. We hope that you enjoyed it.
みんな今日も見てくれてありがとう。楽しめたかな？
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to follow us on TikTok so you don't miss any of our amazing content.
YouTube チャンネルを登録したり TikTok をフォローしたりして、ぜひ素晴らしいコンテンツ見逃さないようにしてね。
And also we'd love to invite you to our great Lifehouse Kids programs happening both in person and on Zoom every Sunday.
そして毎週日曜日に会場とオンラインで行われている Lifehouse Kids のプログラムにぜひみんなを招待したいよ。
For more information and to sign up, make sure to check out the description below.
詳細はぜひ概要欄をチェックしてね。
See you next time!
またねー。